Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that make me. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Fish. Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that make me. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Fish.
Well, hello, and how's everybody today? Goodness, what a pretty day outside. We a little slow getting started today. Couple of different problems. Only one of which is that I never put the link up. So Joey's sitting back there waiting for a link. And I haven't posted it yet. I did get it up finally, but now, there we go. Let's see. Let's see if we can make this happen here. Whoops. I don't know. Having a lot of trouble here. There we go. We have a link. We have it pinned. So we are. Oh, Joey. Yeah, Joey figured she was going to be a little late, and then I got distracted with a bunch of other things. So organizationally, we've kind of fallen apart. Even though I played the intro music longer, I didn't get the link up. RB Animals got their coffee mug yesterday. Naresh did too. Naresh posted a little video of his coffee mug. Really, it's kind of neat sending stuff like that halfway around the world, and then having it actually be received. That's what's remarkable about it. So happy to do that. Yeah, I'm doing tea this morning. I've decided I had 2 cups of coffee earlier, so now I'm into Tazo tea. By all means, Stam. Tommy Denda sent a really interesting article. He's got the link for it up top, which I have posted on Discord, and we're going to get into it a little bit. Let's see if I have it here. I do. It's a really, really remarkable article. Let's see. Let's do. We need to recognize everybody who's here. I thought I'd wait for Joey and let her do that. Do intros. She's being she's just tied up this morning. I did get a note from her saying she'd be a little late getting online. A little later than I thought, so I shouldn't have started so soon. But we'll move ahead. I've been thinking about doing something that would give the folks who were on here earlier a chance to kind of plug in a little more. We've got a dozen or so people who show up hours before the stream starts. The chat really is pretty active long before the stream begins. So looking for some ways to enhance that experience as well. Tell you what, I want to get into this article a little bit. And when Joey comes, we'll back up and do intros. I posted, let's see now. Here's the article. It's called Cornell Mushroom Blog. Cornell University has, wouldn't you know it, a mushroom blog. And they've got an article entitled Fungi in Streams, a Leaf Nightmare. And Tommy posted the link above. Let me post it again. Right there. So you can take a look at it at your leisure. Save it and watch it. It's really remarkable. We'll get into that a little later. I also want to give you a link to a brand new video that has just come up. There she is. Good morning, Joey. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm sorry I messed up this morning. I'm glad you finally got up here. I have not done intros yet. I mentioned a couple of things.
I don't know what you were doing because I wasn't listening, so I don't know what you messed up.
Well, it's just as well. I'll tell you what I was about to do, though, and I'm going to do it while I'm thinking about it. Whoops. Let's see. You did a new video yesterday.
Yep, I did.
And it is wonderful. I'll tell you what really impressed me about it. I'm gonna post the link here. In fact, do you mind if we show a clip or two? Just a few seconds.
Just a little bit, because I always want them to go to my channel.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree.
That's
absolutely.
what I'm hoping for. So
Exactly right.
Sorry, this thing's, I don't know, it's crooked or I don't know. I'm running around. I mean, my hair is still soaked and I barely got any makeup on, so But I'm here.
Okay.
We have animal things that go right. Not always like
I know. It never seems to work the way we want it to. Here you go.
Dogs.
Look at this. Now, what she has done in this video, it's about 8 minutes long. It's beautiful. It shows not only her magnificent fish and magnificent semi-precious rock collection, which she doesn't even mention.
No, I didn't think about that. Sorry.
But look at that. I'm going to stop it right there and not show you anymore, because what she has succeeded in doing through the whole process of this is really draw us into being able to see in a very deep and substantial way the color and the pattern on these fish. I mean, I've looked at it, I've seen it, but I've never been drawn into it the way this video drew me into it. It became almost a mystical experience. So I encourage you to watch the video. If you're not yet subscribed to Joey's channel, by all means do so. This is going to be one of the most significant and substantial channels on fish in general and goldfish in specific on YouTube. So I strongly encourage you to get online, to get involved and watch it. You will love it. It is wonderful.
Oh, well, thank you, FATHERFISH.
You bet. So let's do some greetings. We got a lot of people here.
Roman says he barely has his makeup on as well. I mean, I didn't have much time, so it was like.
We have 52 watching and 32 likes up.
All right. Well, let's say our hellos, and you know, my chat's down. So the first one on my list is my sister, Stephanie, and that may not be accurate, but that's as far back as I can get. So I apologize. Then I see Corona Karen Naresh, Joshua Miller, Chevy Fish, of course, is in the house. Roman Sharrock. We have Alexander, I don't know, Kuza, I'm sorry, don't know, but welcome, you're new, welcome. And then Tim Shepard, James Handy, John Sua, Frugal Aquatics, TJ, Jason Sear, One Fishy Dude, Color Guppies, Glassbox Fox, Bruiser CB, Patty Pete is also new and welcome. Thank you for coming in with us this morning.
And hello, Alexander.
R&B Animals and Collectibles. I think I said Duke, I'm not sure. And then we had Leah Bridal, who is also new from the UK.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hello,
and
lady.
then I think Darius is here. Brian is here with us this morning. And then C, scrolling, Arachnophile Girl, hello and welcome. I think I said James Handy, but hello again, James. World's Smallest Fish Room, Johans, welcome. And then I see Paul C. What thus? Hello. And then Roman Shiraz, of course. He's working on his makeup. And then Jeffrey Buster. There's a lot of scrolling. Aquatic Nest, hello, good morning. And Ames Spiritfish. And I hope I didn't miss anyone. And if I did, I apologize. Akline 806 just came in. Hello, welcome, good morning, evening, whatever it is.
wherever you are in the world, hello.
I just have to say, it's hammer time. Smash the like button, people. Wake up.
Bravo. Let's see where we're at. We have 55 watching and 38 likes up. I think you need to hit it again, Joey. You didn't get their attention. There it is. 41. That jumped at 3 right there. Smack it, it went up 3. 56, 42. Smash the like button. 42, 44. Just drop down and dig that and come right back up again. Good morning, everyone. Delightful to have you. I don't know how many of you caught Rob 95.53. Rob 5.3.
Yeah, Rob 5.3. I did. I was only able to get in the chat for the second half.
Yeah.
Good morning, Howard.
We had a good time. I was on with Rob and Kenny. And we had a good time.
I never said that thing that you said I said. And I'm like, oh, he's trying to throw me under the bus.
What?
When you said she thinks it's because of her, I had never said that to you. You said that to
You
me.
never said it. You never said it.
I've never said it to you.
But you have been bragging on how many on you have been bragging on the 4,000 increase in our
you did.
It's you came. Well, I reinforced what you said.
I have not. You brought it up to me.
I agree with you absolutely, Jeffy. You
I'm
are
like, I didn't pick up for
fundamental,
myself.
fundamental and key to this channel. I love you to pieces.
I'm like, but anyway, I'm like, oh, I'm not taking that. Man, it's a good thing I wasn't on screen. I would have duped it out.
Yeah,
I would have brought out my camera.
I knew it. I knew it.
I was
I
like,
stayed up all night preparing myself for that.
and I was like, if he's trying to be funny and that dry humor, I'm gonna kick his butt tomorrow morning.
And don't believe she doesn't do it
I
every
mean
day.
it.
Every day. Every day. I can't tell every day. Glad I'm not her husband.
Don't mess with me.
Really.
Anyway, all right. Get back to your wonderful. You did have a nice show. You did. I'm giving you a hard time for that statement, but it was a good show.
Well, we introduced, I think I did here a day or two earlier, the concept of the upside down aquarium.
Yeah.
And I got to say a little more about that. And I'm going to do a video on that. That'll be, I think, my next video. Do you have an upside down aquarium? That ought to get a few clicks, don't you think?
We've had a few more people come in.
We've got a bunch of new people in today, don't we?
We do. We have 2 or 3 new people, and then I see Kevin Brown just came in. He got here just in time for the fight. And I think that's it, just Kevin Brown. I think everybody else. Greg the Guppy guy, maybe I missed you, Greg. Hopefully we get everybody else.
James Sandy says his kitty is wondering about that hammer bell.
I'm sure my dogs have gotten used to it at this point, but
Yeah,
in the beginning they're looking, what is wrong
she was having trouble with the puppies.
this morning?
Kind of intimidated them.
Oh, yeah. And the hammer, because the hammer's sitting here. So one of the dogs didn't want to come up for the end. She's afraid of the hammer.
Oh my.
Mostly because it's in their path to get up to my lap, and there's this handle for the hammer sitting there, and she's looking at me like, I can't possibly get past that, So anyway.
I need to refill. Oh, I'm doing Tazo tea today.
Are you?
Yeah, I had 2 cups of 2-day-old coffee, and I got the second cup still sitting there.
2-day-old coffee.
I didn't do a lot of coffee yesterday, so it was left over from the day before.
Good morning, sir.
There
should be a limit on that. Like at the end of the day, throw it out, make some new.
Third day, I don't do 3-day coffee.
Okay, that's your limit.
I will occasionally do 2-day coffee.
Imagine how much bacteria is growing in that after 2 days.
Well, exactly. I've seen what happens in the coffee pot after 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, just want to sit there and see what grows. Won't that be interesting?
Speaking of which, Tommy Denda found an article that I want to get into a little bit because I think it's really significant. We have had a number of times conversations come up about fungus in the aquarium, and I have not had a good answer for it. I know it's there, but I really haven't had any sense of what it's all about. So here's an article published by Cornell University on their blog called the Cornell Mushroom Blog. And the article is entitled Fungi in Streams, a Leaf Nightmare. Now, I'm not going to read the article. I do want to read the last 2 paragraphs because they kind of set the tone. It says, in the later stages of leaf degradation, Ingoldian hyphomycetes. I didn't try to say this before. Hyphomycetes. That's the fungus. Are faced with grazers like nematodes, amoeba, and rotifers, which seek out and eat areas of leaves with large amounts of fungal mycelium. It turns out that not only are these animals attracted to fungal areas on leaves because the leaf is more palatable, but also perhaps because the fungal mycelium provides them with a valuable source of nutrition. And then it says, don't worry, fungi often get the last word when predaceous fungi turn up to trap and feed on nematodes, amoeba, and rotifers, thus adding greater complexity to the aquatic food web. To wrap it all up, shredding insects like stonefly larvae eat all the aforementioned organisms as well as the digested leaves. The crumbs that they generate wash downstream and are captured by filter feeders like baby caddisflies. And any of these bugs may get eaten by carnivores like fish. With each step of this food web, energy is transferred from one organism to another and from one trophic energy level of a freshwater community to the next. And so an entire food web is built around a community of fungi and the poor, defenseless leaf. Isn't that magnificent? That leads directly into what we've been talking about when we talk about biodiversity. Biodiversity is the foundation of the aquarium. And what it really brings to life, it feeds into this whole notion of the upside down aquarium, because the upside down aquarium does not acknowledge that the aquarium is a food chain. It's a system that delivers food to all of its inhabitants through the energy levels, the trophic layers, the trophic levels that exist in that aquarium, creating a balanced, harmonious cycle of life in the tank. So I'm excited about this. Thank you, Tommy, for bringing it up and finding it. Tommy's a great researcher. He finds amazing stuff. So thank you, Tommy. And thank you, everyone, for bearing with me while I went through that little diatribe. There, I'm done.
I'm just going to say a couple more. I think there are a couple of people that came in while you're talking Monster Fish. Got Lori's here. Good morning,
Hey,
Randall.
Larry.
Good morning, Randall. And who else? Well, Tommy was new, but you just spoke to him. Tommy didn't. And Word Dunlap. Hello.
Ethiopia.
Good morning.
Maka.
And,
Nice.
Okay. Canisteo Valley Cichlids. Good morning. Chris Trapp. Good morning.
Brown. Hello, Kevin Brown. What thus?
And my fish tanks aquatics. Good morning. Joshua, you gotta get to work. Okay.
Yeah. What thus? Well, that is deep. That's the whole function of the deep sand bed. Who was it this morning who said that's the deepest substrate I've ever seen on this tank back here? You ain't seen deep substrate yet.
I was gonna say I've seen.
I don't have one here. I don't think. But I had one. I had a tank set up at the shop, a 20-gallon long with 5 inches of substrate. Now, the 20-gallon long is only about 10 inches tall. So it was literally half full of substrate. And that tank grew plants and maintained fish better than any other tank I had. It was the best tank I had for the pure health of the aquarium. A fungus control of nematodes, where Dunlap, would be a sweet new way to control root destroying pests. There you go. There you go. The greater the diversity, the biodiversity in your tank, the better the balance. And that's the principle that's lost in this whole upside down tank mentality. Our purpose is not to, to create, our purpose ought not be to create a sterile environment. Quite the opposite. Our purpose ought to be to create the most, the deepest, broadest, widest living environment with the greatest variety of life possible for us to create. So I'm going to be looking for fungus next. I'm going out to the creek and I'm going to find some decaying leaves. And I'm going to bring back decaying leaves and put them in the tank and see if I can note a change in the quality of the system.
Okay.
I really haven't done that. Leaves and other litter, little twigs and so forth.
TJ wants to know if you can, I think, get on Discord and find the picture of his fish tank and show us. Ken Brown, thank you for your super chat. Thank you.
Where is it? There it is, right there. Thank you, Kevin. Use the power and halfway up with a hang on the back. We don't bring the top after the bottom. Yeah, any of that works. Depending on what you're doing in the tank, you want greater or lesser flow. So that'll give you a lot of flow, and which is desirable or not. Again, depending on what you're doing in your tank. If you're trying to create a stream, that's a great way to do it. In fact, for tidal, to create tide, you have two of them on timers. One flows the water this way, and then when the timer goes off, this flows the water like this and like this, the other way. So you have two power heads at opposite corners of the tank on timers so that you change the flow of the water from one direction to the other on an 8-hour sequence. That, it mirrors tidal activity.
So, FATHERFISH, you were looking for a picture from Frugal Aquatics. I don't know if you realized that was.
Let me go. Yeah, it's on Discord. Is it?
I think that's what he said.
See a picture of all of Tisha. There it is. I got it.
Okay. He said it wasn't too far from the bottom.
Here, this is for you, Joey.
Oh, awesome, TJ. You said you were going to have to go buy some more after watching my video, right? I like it. And you're viewing them from the side, yes. Because, I'm sorry, just looking at the top of a fish is not that interesting to me. Let's see the whole fish.
Really nice. Look at that deep.
Good job. Yeah.
That's a deep substrate, too.
Yeah. Good and job. I think a ways back, Faye said she had a 55 with like a 6-inch substrate. So that's awesome.
Oh, okay.
And I'm trying, yeah. So anyway, awesome, TJ. I like it. And I don't go on Discord. See? Yeah, against the flow is Faye. And she said she's a 55 with 6 inches of substrate. Great thing. Cool. Cool.
It says aquatic. Oh dear, I messed up now.
Can you see a valley?
I lost everything.
In the shoal. Or Dunlap, Lee Wilcox, Naresh. All funny. That's funny. All right.
Oh, it's sand from its river. Nice.
Who?
Frugal said the sand
Oh,
on the.
TJ. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's always out collecting stuff outside.
really nice.
Well, and it's nice that you have a place where you can do it. I
You
just
bet.
boring here. I don't want any of the stuff
You
that's
bet.
around here. I don't want any of it. Okay. Tommy Denda, thank you for the super chat.
Coming grass galore, guy. This you might want to reconsider your consideration here. Let me post Tommy Dennis. Thank you, Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy. But what? Reconsider getting the 90-gallon?
No, reconsider the fiance.
Hey, don't.
Well, you got to set priorities in life. I mean, really.
No, that just starts right out of the gate in trouble. It's not a good recipe for long-term relationship. Don't listen to him. Not a good idea. But you just talk to her. Maybe put it in the garage. Maybe it can work its way into the house.
Really, don't not get it.
Get her, yeah. Put it in the garage. Set up in the garage, and as FATHERFISH said before, take her to the fish store. Let her pick out something pretty. Reel her in.
Right.
Let it be her fish.
Put her fish in that.
Fish. That's right. There are ways. There are ways.
Right.
He's just looking for trouble. That guy behind the curtain, don't listen to him.
It's true.
Product nest. If we had a creek that ran past our land, we would be out there. I bet you would. You would be out there, Nest.
David
that's right. Pick up ice cream at the exit.
Say, I'm sorry.
That's all right. I'm like, yes, Johns, and then get ice cream at the exit. I mean, buy fish, get some ice cream. It's a great day. There you
go.
Phone's driving me nuts. Okay. Collect magnolia leaves. I have tons of magnolia leaves. I also have Indian almond. I have catappa leaves.
Do you really? Nice.
I got leaves for days. Oh, God, yeah. Stacks of them. I keep them right in the bag where I like them.
Oh, you don't have the trees growing up.
I do, too. I have tons of magnolia trees.
Yeah, magnolias.
Yeah.
No. Abolished ink says Bacillus thuringiensis is commonly used. It's in mosquito dunks, but not super effective. Just another fungus. We gotta get into fungi here.
I don't personally love the fungus, but you can.
Yeah, Canistio says Canistio says we've already got some fungi in the shoal. Or Dunlap, the Wilcox, the rash, all fungi, right? They consume everything.
Aquatic nest. I tried taking over our biggest tank, but now Maple is kicking my fish out for more need. Don't let him do it, Nest. Hold strong. Get a hammer. Every woman should have a hammer. Oh, JBV, welcome. Good morning. Good morning.
Aquatic nests. Maple and I have been moving tanks and fish for days, trying to get all the new setups done. Still working at it. I'm really excited about that. That'll be super duper fun to see.
I know, but
Rob said Last night, Rob said he has been to your place and seen the setup and was just really impressed by it. So I'm jealous of him.
Hi, Randall. I'm glad you're present. Thank you. Thank you for being here. You think it's hammer time, Kevin? What do we got for people in likes FATHERFISH?
77 watching and 62 thumbs up. So we got
Guys are
15
slacking. It's hammer time. Smash the like button. Smash it.
hard, harder.
Yeah, I'm just not a funky girl, Tam. I'm just not really that into it. Although I did
New
last spring.
New England woman. New England women.
What about them?
They're tough ladies.
Oh, yeah. yeah. I'm already defensive. What about me? Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
The decorated hammer is coming.
It's coming. I'm working on it. I'm looking back. Now I'm just going to scroll on my phone while you answer a question. I took some pictures. I think I showed them to you once. I took some pictures of some mushrooms that were growing down by my barn last year. And they were so cute. But one of them, I swear, was like almost a foot tall. It was huge.
Oh, my word.
And it just came from out of nowhere. And I'd never seen such colorful mushrooms around here.
Wow.
I'll just scroll for my mushrooms. You just keep talking. All right, what do you got?
Sam Shepard said, Joey, you really didn't strike me as a fungus gal.
Yeah, no, not really. Not so much. Not as much. Wow, these mushrooms must be really far back. Oh, God. I take a lot of fish pictures. Wow. Dog pictures and horse pictures. You know, I take a lot of pictures. I find these mushrooms. So I thought they were so pretty.
Stephanie, when's your... Excuse me. Stephanie saying, world's smallest fish room. Your store is my favorite.
Oh, the one with the ice cream at the exit. Yeah,
With the ice cream.
It would be my favorite too, if there was a store that sold ice cream at the exit.
Really?
That would be fun. Because when you came up empty and there was nothing to buy for fish, at least.
Randall Cruiser. Hello, Randall. Randall, we've got your fish, but the heat packs have not shown up yet. I ordered them last Friday. They screwed up the order. I reordered them Tuesday, and they're still not here. So I'm hoping today. At this point, I'm not going to try to ship fish. Now, you wanted plants. I probably will do that today. Get those off. If they go an extra day, they'll be okay. Fish won't be okay.
Look at this.
This
thing was almost a foot tall. Can you see it?
Hold on.
And it was so pretty. It was the prettiest mushroom. And it was
that's
huge.
a poisonous one.
It's poisonous? Well, then this red one must be poisonous too. I didn't touch them.
I think so.
I didn't touch them. But then look at this red one.
I did at one point. Oh, beautiful. That's edible.
They were so cool. That's edible? I thought it was poisonous.
That was edible. Yeah. Well, you need to, don't take my word for it. Anyone, please.
I
want to Aren't they gorgeous?
Yeah, that was peach colored.
Yeah, you need to get a good book and study it. There are so many wonderful mushrooms.
Here's the last one. This one looked like a horseshoe crab. It was bright yellow. That's that glare. But,
oh, cool.
I don't know. They were growing all within like 10 feet of each other, and I've lived here all my life. And I've got mushrooms that color. No, on the side of the driveway, driving up by the barn, not anywhere near the pile.
Well,
but that other one, I swear, was like a foot tall. That first one I showed you. That's the only kind of fungus I like.
I lived in New England for a number of years, and at one
Yeah.
point was in a Thoreau cabin in the woods for about 6 months, and there were a lot of mushrooms. I learned how to collect two or three varieties, and
Yeah.
just thoroughly enjoyed them.
I
They have wonderful flavors. They have flavors. It's not like the stuff you buy in the store. They actually have flavor.
Yeah, I don't like the texture of mushrooms. I'll eat them in something, but you can take me off full screen and put us back.
If you insist.
Yeah, I insist. Seen enough of that. Okay, JDR came in. Welcome, JDR. But yeah, I just mushroom. Yeah, I wouldn't eat them. But usually we just have the little brown ones and gray ones and whatever. I've never seen anything like that. Somebody says purple ring shroom. Huh.
Yeah, the purple
Yeah.
ring. You ever
Yeah.
seen a mushroom ring, a fairy ring?
A what?
Fairy ring, it's called. It's a ring, a big ring of mushrooms growing in a circle.
I guess not. I guess I've not seen it like that. I don't like the texture mushrooms. They're just like tofu or something. It's like, no, I don't like it.
Yeah, some of the better wild mushrooms have different. They're not a soft, yucky texture. They're more like eating nuts. It's more a more hearty kind of texture.
Still not gonna try it, but you enjoy them. You enjoy them. Anyway, that's my mushroom thing.
We don't get mushrooms worth eating in Florida.
There, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I have grown plenty on the manure pile or the truck or whatever, and those little gray ones will grow overnight too. Tofu, yeah. It's the texture of it. It's like
Texture of tofu, right? I don't like tofu.
Filler. I'm good,
Frugal is saying that his best friend was in awe watching Joey ride her horse video, and he doesn't
that's
like
that's my daughter riding the horse.
That's why I brought that up. Yeah, that's Joey's daughter.
Yeah.
They look a lot alike.
We do, and when we had the same color hair, even more so. And then you look at pictures of me when I was younger, and it's like it's the same. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. There's what the explanation of the fungi crowd. Fatherfish is a fungi.
Yeah, James is right. Fiddleheads are big up this way too. I've never actually technically eaten a fiddlehead either.
Not technically.
Not really. No. And I have never had dandelion greens either. Dandelion wine, yeah, I'll try that. I had dandelion wine, but I'm not eating any greens.
Dandelion greens were a favorite of an old-time New England farmer friend years and years ago who did a spring tonic that was made of brand new dandelions just coming up out of the ground. He said once they flower, they turn bitter, but I ate some. That was his spring tonic, and he made vinegar. So he had this homemade vinegar and had bees, so he added a drop of honey to it. That was his spring tonic. Dandelion greens, homemade vinegar, and honey from his beehive.
So TJ wants to know if you're on live chat. Are you on live chat? You're on top chat.
I'm on top. I'm on top.
Alexander, I don't know how FATHERFISH feels for sure about it, but I don't put branches in or things in with bark myself. I don't know how you feel about that, FATHERFISH. I put wood. I'll use wood in the tank, but I remove the bark.
Oh, right. Yeah, if it
Yeah.
has bark, unless it's really old and the bark is deteriorating, I occasionally do that. But you never want to get a piece of driftwood that has
Right.
bark on it, because it's gonna have organics in it.
Right.
It's gonna have it's gonna have tree sap in
Yeah.
it, which is gonna
I would
foul
just,
your water,
I
and
would
it
stay
will
away
make
from the park.
it will make a hellacious, nasty mess.
Mm-hmm.
But it will be really, really, really bad. So
Yeah.
you
So
don't
stay
want to
away
do
from the bark and make sure that wood is really old, not, so you do have to be
exactly
careful what you add to your tank. Daniel Dallas, welcome. Good morning. And I think I saw
old
Amy
forest
Fox.
soil.
Yep,
Old
Amy Fox.
forest, yeah, old forest soil is workable. There are now that article did mention that there are terrestrial fungi that live in water, so you would be able to get away with that with old forest soil, because there would be some fungi that would survive being dunked in
Yeah,
water.
right. Yeah,
Are there?
everybody's chiming in. No bark, no bark. Yeah, no bark. Yeah.
Yeah, the idea with bark, to be clear, is what she's talking about is a piece of driftwood that has bark on it. You do not want to put a piece of driftwood with bark on it in your tank, because the fact that the bark is still on it demonstrates that the plant has not broken down enough yet to be able to be thoroughly flushed out of all of its organics, all of its sap. And I shouldn't use the word organics because the wood itself is organic, but I'm talking about the sap in the. I did it once. Somebody brought in an absolutely magnificent root. It was big. It was like 2 foot long, a foot high, about 6 inches deep, a woven network of root. It was spectacular, and it looked old. And I really wanted to put it in the tank, so I did. And it
Yeah.
turned the tank a stinky dark brown within a matter of days and killed some fish. So I had to get it out. And then spent about 2 years soaking it and drying it out until it finally was ready. So you need to be aware of that, because if it's not old and worn and thoroughly broken down, it could cause problems in your tank.
Yeah. Brian keeps asking you, I think you have half black guppies, or I lost it. Half black something guppies, but you don't have any guppies right now, right?
No, I don't have any guppies.
So no. That's a no. Um, Hello,
Now,
Brad. Good morning. How you doing? And I think Tisha said she went to the garden center and she's getting some hydrangea.
dry,
Cool.
not rotted, and evergreen. Right, unless it's coming out of the water, and then it won't be dry.
Yeah.
Now, not rotted, that's an interesting qualification. What not rotted means, and this is who's saying this? Ackline 806. Not rotted means not a soft wood. Typically, soft wood you'll find rotted. I did have occasion to put a softwood stump, an old one, a very, very worn one, in a fish tank. That was the big black water tank I had. And it did deteriorate over time. It actually broke down to the point where one piece became 3 or 4 pieces. But it did not have any organics in it. That is, it did not have any sap in it. It was thoroughly dead and thoroughly washed out, if you will. But it was a soft wood, so it deteriorated much more quickly. hardwoods deteriorate in water, but very, very slowly, such that you really don't notice it.
So my sister Dawn just showed up to Sheet of Heaven, and yes, she is the lady I buy all my fancy rocks from. My fancy schmancy rocks. Most of them come from her store. So, and
Yeah, I
Vision,
wanted to
hey,
ask her,
was
put up
Vision
a
here?
link
I missed him.
if she
Sorry.
could get a link up for her next sale. She does
Um,
Facebook sales.
well, Lori can probably. Lori's really good at posting her website, but yeah, she does live sales on Facebook. Dawn, throw in here when your next sale is. Go ahead, toss it in there, and then Lori's. Like
Where
I said,
Dandelion says there's several freshwater and saltwater lichens, and he's got a link. Let me show you the link. Well, why is it washed out? That's funny.
what?
I don't know.
And you know, I'm just gonna say because I know this can be confusing. Good morning, Kenny. Kenny, are you awake?
Hi, Kenny.
Kenny's
Kenny,
here. Everybody, it's hammer time. Smash the like button, people.
do it again. Do it again. All right. Wake up,
All
Kenny.
right.
Wake.
Yeah, wake up, Kenny. Florida Fish Rescue, welcome. Jason Steve, welcome. I don't know what I was just gonna say. Oh, Don's getting her second.
James Cindy says very dry. Try snapping a piece off. It should crack, not bend, and be dry inside.
That's what I was gonna touch on.
James Handy's coming.
Yeah, Don's getting chemo and a COVID shot. Ugh, sorry, Don.
Oh my mercy.
Well, for anybody that we call driftwood old wood driftwood, it doesn't mean it was ever. It hasn't necessarily been in water, but that's just what we call it in the hobby.
That's true.
I think it confuses people because they're like, I didn't get it by the water, and it's like, yeah, but that's just what we refer to it as.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, I think it can be confusing for somebody that hasn't heard it used that way before.
Somebody asked about good locations to collect driftwood in Florida. Wherever there's water, you can certainly collect it.
Yeah.
Mangrove swamps. Mangrove swamps are excellent, although mangrove root and mangrove parts are protected, so you can't legally get away with that. Cypress swamps. The cypress swamps are great places to collect wood. Cypress is a hardwood. Any stream, creek, or river is going to have wood washed up in it. If you just hang out in those places, you will find really nice pieces of driftwood. Generally, beach driftwood is controlled. The state doesn't want you taking it. So you got to be careful about that. Yeah. But the creeks, streams, rivers, and bays are good places for to find old pieces of wood that have been in there for years and years.
Right, but I mean, even the actual woods. If you find a tree that's down and you love it, it's the right kind. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's down and thoroughly aged.
Yeah.
And pay attention to roots. Roots are really some of the more interesting parts of the tree to put in the tank.
That's the point. Fission, it's not that I don't like the name you gave me. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Monster Fish Cow has it posted.
I can't figure out how to say it. Anyway, all right. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that. Shot. Yeah.
Let's see. Canisteo, Frugal Aquatics. Got the Murdana shot yesterday.
Mm.
Okay. That's good.
Check for gators before venturing into the swamp.
Check
Yeah,
for
well, that's
gators.
why I would go. I've watched all those, those shows, whatever they are, swamp people, whatever. Yeah, I'm good. I don't like the gator thing. I wouldn't even
Yeah.
walk in. I wouldn't walk in and do what you do. I'd be collecting from a boat. I don't like the idea of the snakes, the alligator, or anything else. I'm like, nope, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, not I've been doing it all my life and
I know.
I never had a close encounter even. I've had snakes, water snakes,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they got away from me.
I'd be out
I've
there.
never been bitten by a turtle. I think more than alligators, big snapping turtles would be a greater apprehension because those suckers will sneak up on you and bite a toe
So
or
I'm good.
whatever.
I'd be out there with a machete for the snakes. I don't like them. Okay. Yeah. See, I just don't want to. I don't want to be out trying to collect a little fish while these other things are sizing you up. I'm good.
There is a pond nearby. It's really a lake. It's pretty big. It's the one that we collected in when Kenny was here last year. I'm going to be going back there soon and collecting. I'm hoping to have somebody with me, but it's again right on the highway. Does not involve getting into deep water, but it's awkward enough that with my balance issues, I really ought to have some help because I could easily fall over. I also need to get my booties, which are buried underneath a bunch of stuff in my van that has not yet been unloaded from the move a month ago. So that's another job
Yeah.
that ain't been done yet. How we doing here? 10 o'clock.
Did you ever think of having a bonfire?
A bonfire. Well, I did sort of.
All that
I sold
excess stuff.
and also gave a lot away, but I wound up, I just kept one or two things that turned into a 12 by 12 by 12 bay, chock full floor to ceiling.
Yeah. Just get some wood, throw in the stuff you don't want, get some marshmallows, and a drink. You'll be all set.
Right.
So we like to do. We like to start a fire and drink. It's probably a bad combination, but it's real fun.
We're deadlocked, snorkeling in a Florida lake, and the gator passed me, grabbed a duck, and left. Almost pooped. I would have.
Hey, Amy Spears says, sorry, we have more likes than people in the room. Yes.
Do we really?
I don't know. That's what they
Yes,
say.
we do. Yes, we do. Somebody said, where is it now? Where do I
Good
take?
morning.
DJ wants to know what equipment I bring when I go collecting. Not a great deal. Now this time, I took a milk jug and put my belt through the handle, so it was hanging from my belt. Excuse me. So that was really convenient because I didn't have to look for a bucket to throw things in. I could just slip them in. I missed two. They jumped out before I could get them close to the hole, but it worked pretty well. I have a net. It's a 3-foot wide net on a long pole. It's 3 foot wide, about a foot and a half, 18 inches top to bottom, with a good sized bag, maybe a 12-inch bag. And that's what I use to collect typically. I'll push it through grass if I'm in salt water or even in fresh water. I'll put it up close to shore and splash the water to get fish darting into it. I find it a really helpful tool. And that's about all I use. I occasionally will have my lens with me when I think to bring it. I usually have a jar with a lid so I can put anything really unique or special in the jar, and a bucket, a 5 gallon bucket, booties or something for my feet. The places I go have broken glass in them, and I don't want to cut my feet, so that's real important to protect your feet when you're doing this. That's about it.
Hello,
I don't
Marty.
check anything else. I had when I can remember it. Do I? Do not put lids on my buckets while I'm collecting. But then I only put about 6 inches of water in the bucket because I want to be able to move it easily. You want to talk to us about that, Roman? Alexander, let's see. I also wanted to ask about leaves in the tank. Some
Yeah.
sources say we should take them out after 2 weeks. Other we should let them decompose. Well, I'll tell you what. We're
mine
gonna
in.
give you a wrench there, Alexander, and invite you to be with us because you will find the answer in 1,000 ways on this channel. Basically, we leave them in there until they turn into fish. They go through a cycle, you see, a whole cycle, and eventually that leaf turns into a fish. So, yeah, we don't take them out.
Roman has a little link there for a 12-second video clip from his Resurrection Aquarium, FATHERFISH at 10:01.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that. Where got it. Let's see. There, oh my goodness. Look at the worms. Wow. Those are
Yeah, what are
blackworm.
those?
It's a nematode.
Those are blackworm? They don't look black at all.
It's a nematode. Yeah, the blackworm gets that big.
Yeah, but it doesn't look black. Why do they call it blackworms?
They die them when they put them in fish tanks.
I'm
What are you
serious.
talking about? Well, I can't answer your question.
I
just
think
lost.
you can't. Well,
Where
I
did it
just
go?
assumed blackworms were black.
I lost it.
I've
Not all
never
blackworms are black.
I just assumed
It's
they
a
were black.
nematode. There are a lot of different kinds.
Oh,
of
crazy
nematodes.
me.
Really?
I'll just call them red worms. They're just clear. They're just white.
Oh, that's teespring. Where is it? Here we go.
What are you looking for?
The video.
You just had
There
it.
it is. I know. I lost it. There. Stop it right there. Okay, so those worms are nematodes. That's what the blackworm is. The blackworm is a nematode. I don't know that it's that specific species. It may or may not. But you find blackworms 5 and 6 inches long in creek beds, river beds, and the like. It is the same worm. It simply has grown to its full mature adult size. And at that size, it is bisexual. That is, it's male and female. It spawns by copulation. Younger, they multiply by division. They actually break themselves in half, or if they are damaged, each side will lie. Well, that's cool. Let's see. There are a lot of them in there looking some of the other spots, and
Yeah,
that's
because where Dilma's asking is, are blackworms segmented?
No,
So, okay, no.
no, they're not. I don't think so. They're a nematode.
Well, Roman, that just looks yummy.
I love it.
You get some great stuff going on in there. Whew. Fragmentation is the terminology Chevy's using.
Fragmentation.
Every fish. Fragmentation.
Go Chevy.
The Fraggle Rock. Just fragmentation. Sorry. TJ says his jar went foul, so he drained it. Had
Is
to
that
refill
what happens?
another Easter.
Yeah. Is that what happens to grapes when you smash them up in a jug?
What do you
They
mean?
become
Oh,
fragmented.
no, they fermented. There's a difference. Fragmented, fermented. Got that fermented.
There. Nematodes are roundworms, Canistio says.
Oh, Roman says he also saw some bloodworms in the tank too. Are they Are they the color of blood, Roman? I'm just teasing. Well, I mean, you got to go it on. You got plenty of food there for your fish if you want to go that route.
Fish room. Yeah. Yeah, blackworms will culture in your tank.
Mm-hmm.
Tashida's asking about the
dire wolf. I opened up my black and white wolf. I did. Then I wrapped it back up.
Well, mollusks remove the brown color in blackwater tanks? Well, yes, eventually, if there are enough of them to do it.
Goodbye, Ness. Thanks for stopping in. Good to see you. Have a good day.
Aquatic Ness.
Yep. Mr. Manifesto, good morning. Got hung up at work. Okay. Well, you
Virgil says my resurrection jar went foul, so I drained it and refilled it and had another Easter. Good job. You could have left it. Eventually, it will overcome the foul. Eventually, that'll go through. It'll cycle out. But you may not want the smell in the house or wherever. Drained it and refilled it. That's okay.
I don't know. JBV's asking about, like, can the jar be closed because of the smell? I don't know. I feel like
you can, yeah.
Want air in it, but maybe not.
You can do it either way. You can do it closed. It'll take longer. Or you can put it outside until the odor dissipates. Or you can do what Frugal did and just, dump the water out and refill it.
Yeah.
Frugal said if you have a plant, you can close it. Yeah, you need something in there to overcome the CO2. Although that will occur naturally.
That would make sense, yeah. That's all right. So his own phone fingers aren't working. That's okay. It doesn't. We usually figure it out. Shemai Duncan, hello. Welcome. Do pond snails lay the same nest as ram's horn snails? Duco asks.
trying to remember what ramshorn snail egg cases
Well,
look like.
they're just um,
Little gelatinous.
things of like clear gel stuck all over the place.
They are
You
the
can't.
same. Yeah, yeah, it
So
looks
it's,
the same as the pond
yeah,
snail. I think you can see the difference. I think there is a slight difference, but they
yeah,
both are laying eggs in a gelatinous mass.
right. Johannes wants to know if you have seen Jack Heller's killifish collection.
No, no, I have not. I will take a look at that. Oh, you mean Jack Heller down? Well, yeah, years ago, many years ago. If it's the same person, I think it is.
FATHERFISH, do you agree with feeding baby brine shrimp or is Daphne better?
Baby brine is better. Baby brine shrimp depends what you're feeding. Um, for baby fish, baby brine shrimp is a little easier to handle. Daphne would have to be graded. You'd have to get really tiny ones because Daphne get a whole lot bigger. Daphne get bigger than fish fry, so that wouldn't work. But baby Daphne would. You just have to be able to grade them, and that's its own problem. You need. I don't know where my grades are. I've got some. They're not here. I got to dig them out. Um, brine shrimp are just easier to work with for feeding baby fish, but Daphne, frankly, are a lot easier to keep because you can have them in a bucket outside and uh, and be able to have them whenever you want them. Roman's saying he does not have an unpleasant odor in his
Yeah,
resurrection thing so
yeah.
far. Yeah, probably you won't. If you haven't yet, you won't. That would be a startup problem.
Mm-hmm.
Would not be something that
Debbie
would be.
says rotifers are good too. Can feed them as well. Oh, that's interesting. So TJ says my crayfish tank that had heaps of hydrant in it. I put 6 native mountain minnows in there, and they ate the whole lot in 2
Ate
nights.
all the
That's
hydrant. Cool.
cool. Hello, Maple Street. Good morning.
Rotifers are good too.
Yours.
Rotifer is really the food of choice for the larval baby fish because rotifer are so substantially smaller than a baby brine shrimp. They're really microscopic.
No, Kenny, I haven't been singing. I don't know what you're talking about. You're taking notes, Sam.
Maple Street, you're up and about. Hello, hello.
Mm. All right. Well, we are at the bottom of the chat. Well, I can't even use that as an excuse because I'm always typing and it's wrong. Forget about the sleep. Oh, James. Kinesia wants to know, James Handy, are you going to the club auction pickup in Burlington? Huh. That sounds fun.
Tommy Denda said he found some info on black water. Said, how come fish thrive in these low pH waters? Because of humic acid and fulvic acid. Link the article if you can, Tom.
James is just saying the best book he ever bought was the Encyclopedia of Live Foods by Charles L.
Now, I've
Masters.
got one somewhere. Lord knows where.
Yeah,
I've lost more books.
yeah.
There's another one that it's a book on culturing live fruits in laboratories. Yeah, I'm going to be going to the Tampa meet. That'll be Monday coming up. Am I bringing anything for auction? I'm not sure. I did not before. I really need to. Um, the auction was not all that thrilling. There were about 50, 75 items. I got two or three. Um, I guess I ought to take some stuff just to reduce my costs because I spent over $100. Um, we'll see what they have this time.
PJ, if they were wilds, I think the wilds that is can handle a little bit lower pH. I might be wrong, but I thought it was true.
Yeah. That
Not
is
to
their
splash,
pretty hardy
but
creatures.
they're just hiding from the light, Tim. They'll come back out. They'll come back out. Courtney, good morning, Courtney. Good morning.
Yeah, Kenny, we're all looking forward to seeing Maple Street through Senate.
Yeah. Oh boy, word Dunlap. Does anyone use specific gravity as an indicator of water quality?
I have for salt water. Not water quality so much as water.
Sorry, Marty. How do you handle aggressive behavior with fish? Well,
My.
depends on what fish, what's going on, and there would probably be many ways. You have to give a little more information, like what problem are you having?
Yeah, you start out generally with the stern talking to, which gets you riled up enough to
And
take the
then,
next.
the fish probably hits him with the "I'm not going to feed you." You don't
Right.
behave, I'm not going to feed you.
Food, no lights. Put you in a bare, empty tank for a
Get a
month.
time out.
I'm out. Right. Did I ever feel that I lost the hobbyist spark after some time out there up into the cars? Yeah, let it come my car hobby.
Yeah, that's the problem. Sorry, Johannes.
Yes,
Sorry.
I did.
Come your business.
I wanted to. We were talking about this last night on Rob's channel. The one thing I lost was any kind of sentimental attachment to any individual fish. Because when they came in, I knew, much as I liked them, I knew they were going to be sold. And that part of the reason I did the store was to allow me the opportunity to have all of the varieties of fish that I ever wanted. And I did achieve that. But I knew getting them in, that the whole purpose of getting them in was to sell them. So I really never allowed myself to get attached. I think there were some arowanas that and abbas that I kind of got close to, really liked, and was real careful about who I sold them to make sure they went to a good home. I think part of the reason that I never really lost the hobbyist kind of feel, though, beyond that, was because it was really not a fish store. It was a hobby shop, and I ran it as a hobby shop. It never made money. It lost money from day one. I never had more income the last month I was in business than the first month. I always put money into it. Whatever, whatever retirement money I had left over went back into the store. So it was a hobby store in a very literal sense. And I maintained it as such and kind of maintained that attitude toward it. I was not all that excited about somebody coming in with a big checkbook just wanting to buy stuff so they could throw it in the tank for decoration. I really didn't want to do that. And I would talk to them about that. And occasionally I would alienate such people and they would not be back, which was fine with me. But as a result, I didn't get the kind of sales that I would have had I been focused on running a store as an economic and financially successful business. I was not, never was. Somebody who said spank 'em, spank 'em. That's always
Those fish behave. Canisteo has some interesting new Central American cichlids, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce the names at 10:18 because I'll mess them up. So I'm just not.
Dooby doo. Catamaco fenestrata crossed with Amphilophus citronellum. That's the Amphilophus citronella and Catamaco fenestrata. That's interesting. These are Central American cichlids. Um, there are an amazing variety of crosses of Central American cichlids. This is a Midas cross with here's the Midas, really pretty fish. That's a Gymnogeophagus, that's not it. No, this is Gymnogeophagus. I don't know how that came up. The Fenestrata. Well, there. Look at that. Whatever. These are Gymnogeophagus. That's a South American fish. Catamaca fenestrata, and it brought up Gymnogeophagus. Pretty fish. The geos are beautiful fish. This is one I really like, the Balzani. That's a remarkable looking fish.
No.
Nice.
Hmm.
Tommy Denda has the link for that tannin
Right.
aquatics.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Aquatic nest, favorite fish, Gymnogeophagus. Yeah, that's what we were just looking at. They are gorgeous fish. Right there. Look at that, the Bolzani. It's not a remarkable fish, I mean, with that forehead, the thin stripes.
Well, I was going to say that forehead is so big, it looks like a whale head.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Yeah. The Bolzani. What else is going on here? 5 head, Donald Drew says.
Yeah.
Catamaco is the lake the fish is in, Canisteo says.
Good morning, Misfit. How are you? Oh, that's okay.
Fit reptiles, hello, hello.
Also, says API has a new digital water test machine. It's for shops that sell fish. Have I driven a Ford lately?
Yeah, Kenny's getting on Chevy there.
Kenny, I had to get off the Ford. The King Ranch we had dually was just we had a bad year and it wasn't a good one. But our wreckers used to be Fords. Now I'm driving GMC dually.
Paul C's talking about API has a new digital water test machine. I have to look into that. That's interesting. It's for shops that sell fish, so it's probably expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Chevy Fish says Chevy tough. And believe me, Chevy is tough. She is one tough lady.
Okay, but I am not driving a Dodge. That's never happening. For all you Dodge fans out there. No Dodge trucks. Yeah, we had the King Ranch that 2 times we had to service it for 20-hour jobs. And then I told my husband the story of headed 20. They never believed us. I mean, we own a repair shop, and we kept telling them the truck's doing this, and they're like, "Yeah, that's not happening." And we're like, "Well, it sure is happening." Then they finally believed us. Anyway,
Honestly.
I think that you're in cars a lot. Then some of it's fun.
350,000 miles and counting. Howard Tassel. Oh, $1,200 for that little device, Aquaspin. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, I mean, if you have a store, then yeah,
I
probably.
guess.
Yeah.
The Villa family. The Villas are nice fish. They're beautiful fish, aggressive buggers, but they're really nice. Yeah, Kenny was showing me his Synspilum last night. It's in the right-hand tank over his head on his videos.
Mm.
The most ridiculous thing a box pet store employee has told me.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Well, there is that.
Right? Don't worry, it's just sick.
Yeah, that's got to be it.
You got ick at home, that's no problem. Just buy 8-10 more fish, put them right in.
It'll go away. It'll go away.
Just sick.
It'll disappear. But when you take that last one out, it'll be gone.
Yeah. Oh, we got her to do here. See, I'm sorry, I mentioned the Dodge and the get in here. Tila, Ramta. Good morning, Tila. So what is it? What's your most ridiculous thing you? Well, see, you're. I mean, owning a fish store, you probably haven't been to many fish stores to get the advice.
Not many big box stores, no. I really didn't go into them much.
Right.
Hardly at all. When I needed something I couldn't get elsewhere, I needed instantly, like a tiny baby animal feeder bottle, like to feed baby mice. I remember I went in once for that. I went in once for bird food, bird baby food, things like. It is a great dragon store. Great dragons.
Yeah. Toyota Camry. Well, those are, we fix foreign cars, so those are one of the best. Those are good cars. All right. Do you want to see my last little turtle I got from my sister? Want to see the show and tell before we go?
You bet.
Oh, what is Tan saying? Really excited about watching the angels. Yeah, it's super fun, Tan. And then they're really cool because all of a sudden they're going to change that shape and become little angel fish, looking babies, and that's really
Oh,
fun. And it
yeah.
almost happens overnight. So I don't know, Dawn's in here. I don't remember the name of this little guy, but it has like this little flower thing on the top, and it's all carved out. That's from her store.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah, and that's some kind of natural.
Diamondback terrapin there.
What?
A
Dawn says
diamondback.
she loves show and tell. So Dawn, tell us what this is, because I can't remember. I remember some things, but not always a good student. Okay. Anyway, all right, that's the end. And she probably still has some of those for sale if anybody's interested. A chrysanthemum stone. That's it. Chrysanthemum stone. And it's pretty cool. I like it. I got a whole collection of turtles and tortoises going now. All right. Fatherfish, did you drop down? No, he's starting the other show. All right.
Nice to be with you all.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for coming in. Chevy Fish and Lori, thanks for all the links and everyone coming in and hanging out in the chat with us. Thank you.
Good to be with you guys. This is Naresh's newest offer, a tribute to Fatherfish Aquarium. It's got a lot of nice pictures.
McCall's scared of the hammer.
Bye-bye, all. Nice to be with you. Good to be here. See you in the morning. You can watch this entire video on the channel on the topics Fatherfish music, the music of Fatherfish. It's the last entry on there. Runs about 5 minutes. Bye for now. Love you all.